So I clicked on the Post-Gazette app on the old smartphone, and there it was, right out of the box. And, of course, she sent it to me shortly after, talking about Audrey Russo's article concerning why Nippon and U.S. Steel have to get done. You know her from the Pittsburgh Tech Council, Tech Vibe Radio, every Sunday morning after the 6 a.m. news with Jonathan Kirsting. And she joins us now, Metropolitan Window video screen. Click on KDKA Watch at kdkradio.com. You made my day yesterday. I'm going to break it down into three aspects that you did in the article. But first, Audrey, good morning, and thanks for getting up so early. What really was the reason why you said, now I got to do this? I mean, you're the first real person in any form of a position of industry, power, if you will, that actually is speaking up for this. I have been on the road speaking to all of the different mayors in the Mon Valley social media. I've had them on the air. I can't get some of the bigger politicians to talk about it. And you just laid it out perfectly. But what was the reason that you finally said, I've got to do this?
Well, I've been supporting this effort since the onset. So, while, you might not see some of the actions that have been occurring around this, behind the scenes, but I've been involved in that. My background is very different than many of the people who are across the industry and economic development. I came to Pittsburgh through Alcoa. So, and before that, I worked for a company called Reynolds Metals, which Alcoa acquired. So I have deep familiarity with the importance of manufacturing all across the world, not just in a region. But what really has struck me in terms of U.S. Steel is not just the legacy of U.S. Steel, but the fact that we are in a world where it's very bifurcated in terms of who has jobs, who doesn't have jobs, who we leave behind, who we include, what the opportunities are. And the opportunities for research and development in steel, it's not going away, right? I mean, you're holding an iPhone, you're holding, a microphone, look at everything that this touches. And I think we've simplified the conversation about what economic prosperity looks like, and we've left people out. There's been an acceleration of automation in all industries. And steelmaking is definitely one of them. It doesn't take the same amount of people to do the jobs of, achieving the outputs of steel, for example. But we now have, the decimation of our region has been going on for too long. It's just too long. And people who need the skills to work in manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, and I would put steel in that, require innovation, require research and development, require robotics, require all the things that that I've been involved in my time here in southwestern Pennsylvania. But we can't leave out what these regional communities.
All right,
we just can't. We can't be prosperous.
Let me jump in here real quick. I got to jump in here because I don't want to run out of time before I get to the three big points from this article.
Okay.
Real security. It struck a note with me. Talk about real security and how you really broke it down so beautifully in this article. Go ahead. You did, because really, it makes so much sense.
Listen, first of all, Japan are our friends. Right? There's no reason to be thinking any differently. Secondly, Nippon itself North America has presence in the United States. Their commitment to research and development is the highest. It's the highest. They are making a commitment to R&D. And so that affects our universities, our people. What does green steel mean? What does it mean to be, a sustainable member of a regional community? Security means that we have to across all our market sectors to be part of the solution, not being afraid. And if we don't have that in our backyard and we don't build that, then what do we have for tomorrow?
You also said, very poignant, talking about security, the real issue is we've stopped manufacturing in this country. That's a threat to national security, right?
Exactly. It's early. So just bear with me. I got up early just for you.
No, I know. You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm just trying to get a lot of good stuff in the short time that I have. In the balance. So what really is in the balance here, as you wrote in that article? Explain what in the balance means.
I mean, in the balance means a lot of different things. In this article, obviously I was limited to words, but in the balance means that we are a diversified community. And if we are not, we rose from steel. I don't want to have to go backwards, but let's just look forward. In the balance to me means many things, not just what's written in the article. It means that we are going to need all of our universities, all of our people, and having U.S. Steel become part of Nippon or Nippon acquire it means that our entire community is going to be a part of the future.
And here's the best.
That's
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
gone.
Okay, here's the best part of the entire article. A win-win for President Trump, who's been really courting trillions of dollars from outside companies, corporations to come to this country. He would look like the real hero here, and this would be the blueprint of the future. I mean, talk about the global economy. I mean, and really starting in your own backyard. This is exactly what this story is all about, and that's why you wrote what you wrote when you said it's a win-win, right?
It is a win-win. I mean, we can't be looking at things in terms of win-lose. This is a win-win. This is an opportunity. And let's face it, during, the campaign for Trump, he was not pro US Steel. Same as former President Biden. But I think that now that there's the opportunity for him to synthesize what the impacts are and what it means for manufacturing in the United States, that's the piece that's the win-win.
Anything else before I let you go? This has been such a
U.S. Steel.
Go
Listen,
ahead.
U.S. Steel. When you think of manufacturing and you think of technology, you cannot think of it as separate sectors. It's integrated. It is all this. It is all about the supply chain. It is about what it takes to keep people safe, what it means to actually manufacture, what it means in terms of emissions, what it means these are all the things that all of us care about, in addition to security and job opportunities.
Well, you gave me just enough so I could ask this question. You deal with a lot of venture capitalists. You've been around it. That's what Tech Vibe Radio is all about. What would that money mean to the Mon Valley? Billions of dollars coming into the Mon Valley. What would that mean?
Well, first of all, it means a whole bunch of new job opportunities, because they will be investing in what are the new jobs. And that means for the people who now work there and have worked there for a long time and are generational employees, that they have an opportunity to work in innovative strategies around the new world of steel. Secondly, it means that research and development, which is the big piece of Nippon, the research and development dollars that will go into our region, including Homestead, where the U.S. Steel has R&D presence, will be accelerated. The investment in research and development in our universities will be accelerated. We have material science, chemical engineers, robotics, automation. All of that will be infused with the vision that Nippon has.
Well done. You make me sound a whole lot smarter than what I really am. You know that, don't you? You add a whole lot
That's
to
my job.
I know.
That's my job.
You add so much to this program, I'll tell you. Listen, tomorrow we'll be tuned in. I'm always here every Sunday with a cup of coffee listening after the 6 a.m. news. Audrey Russo, Pittsburgh Tech Council. Check that article out. It's up on my Facebook and all my social media platforms if you want to check it out. Have a great rest of your day. Go back to bed for a while.
I certainly am.
All right. There she goes. I'm telling you, I love what they do with this whole Tech Vibe Radio thing and the Pittsburgh Technology Council. And I was so happy to see that. You have no idea how much I truly want that to get done. That's the feather I want to put in my cap before I saddle up and ride off into the sunset. I just really want this to get done for the future. All right, we'll come back. We'll get back to many things we were discussing early on today. We're with you in Open Talk until 7 on KDKA. Good morning.